Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is our online lecture number 5, and we will cover lecture number 9 of handwritten notes. Okay, this is chapter number 3, simplification of Boolean functions. Okay, we have done already one method of simplification in chapter number 2, which was algebraic manipulation. So this chapter is basically about simplification of Boolean function with Karnaugh map or K map. So this is another method of simplification of Boolean expression. So first of all, he says that the complexity of digital logic gates that implement a Boolean function is directly related to the complexity of algebraic expression from which the function is implemented, which means basically how many gates will make a given logic circuit depends upon how complex is the Boolean expression of that function. So uh, instead of making directly the logic diagram of a given function, we can first simplify it, and by simplification we can reduce the total number of required gates for the logic diagram. So one method of simplification is by algebraic manipulation, which we have done in chapter number 2. You have already done it in your assignment and in our lectures, and also maybe in our quiz. So this is another method, K-map method. So this method says the map method or Karnaugh map method in this chapter provides a simple, straightforward procedure of minimizing Boolean function. The map is a diagram made up of squares. Each square represents one minterm. So this method is slightly straightforward as compared to Boolean algebraic manipulation method. So we will see what this K-map method is all about by this example. So this is example 3.1. Simplify the following Boolean functions. This function is given in sigma form. These minterms are given. So we will make a K-map and we will simplify it. So first of all, you have to see how many variables are there in this given function. So the left hand side is telling you that there are uh, three variables x, y, z in this function, and right hand side is telling you that these are the four minterms in this function. So first of all, you will make a three variable K-map, which will look like this. It will have eight squares. Three variables can have eight minterms, so it will have eight squares. On this side you will write x, and on this side you will write yz. You will write x, yz in a sequence. This side basically says the two combination of x, which are 0 and 1, two possible values of 0 and 1 of x, and this side is writing the four combination of y and z. So y and z combination will be written in this order: 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. What is the significance of this order is that between two adjacent squares there is only one value changing: 0 0 0 1, and then 0 1 1 1, and then 1 1 and 1 0. So you will write the four combination in this sequence always: 0 0 0 1 1 1 and 1 0. So this is the three variable K map. Now what we will do next, we will write a 1 in all of these four minterms. What is two minterm, three minterm, four minterm, and five minterm? It is written here. Two minterm basically is 0 1 0. Two means two is in binary is 0 1 0. So what is 0 1 0? 0 1 0 means x is 0, y is 1, z is 0. So this is x is equal to 0, which is where is y is equal to 1 and z is equal to 0. Y, this is 1 0. 0 1 0. This square is basically, this square is 0 1 0. X is 0, y is 1, and z is 0. So this square is 0 1 0. You put a 1 in this square. Next one is minterm number 3. Minterm number 3 means 0 1 1. X is 0, y is 1, z is 1. So this is x is equal to 0, and this is basically this square is x is 0, y is 1, and z is 1. So you put a 1 here. Next one is 1 0 0, or minterm number 4. Minterm number 4 means 100. X is 1, y is 0, z is equal to 0. This scale is x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, and z is equal to 0. So you put a 1 here. And last one is minterm number 5. Minterm number 5 is 101, which means x is equal to 1, z is equal to, y is equal to 0, and z is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 here, and y is equal to 0, and z is equal to 1. So this square is 1. So you have put all four ones in this square. You can see here he's written in English how what is the procedure of doing this question. First, a 1 is marked in each minterm that represents the function that is in square 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So first step we have already done, that put a 1 in these four minterms, in four minterms or four squares which are represented here. So we have put the four ones. The next step is to find possible adjacent squares. So next step is you take adjacent square. These two ones are adjacent and these two ones are adjacent. Adjacent means which are common, or which I use the word common in here. Basically what we do that in K-map, in these two adjacent squares, you determine that which variable is changing. So if you look on the top, this square is y is equal to 1, z is equal to 1, and this square is y is equal to 1, z is equal to 0. So which variable is changing? Z is changing. Z is changing from 1 to 0. Z is changing from 1 to 0, but the function remains 1 on both squares. So it means that if the value of z is 1, the function is 1. The value of z is 0, the function is still 1. So the function does not depend on z. So z is eliminated, and the other two variables we write directly. Other two variables are x and y. X is 0 here, and y is 1 here. X is 0, y is 1, which means x bar y. So we will write x bar y here. Okay. So again, I can repeat this procedure. These two ones are adjacent. We make a block here, and then we determine that which variable is changing in these two squares. If we look on top, we see that this square is y is equal to 1, z is equal to 1, and this square is y is equal to 1, z is equal to 0. So which variable is changing between these two squares? Z is changing from 1 to 0. So z will be eliminated, and the other eliminated means that this function does not depend on z, because the function remains 1 on both squares. So other two variables, x is equal to 0. In these two, you can see in these two squares, x is 0 in both and y is 1 in both. So x0 means x bar, and y1 means y. X bar y will be the first term of this simplified Boolean function. So x bar y we have written here. In the other adjacent square, these two ones are adjacent. So again, we will see which variable is changing from in these two squares. If you look on top, you can see that this is y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0, and this is y is equal to 0, z is equal to 1. So which variable is changing? Again, z is changing from 0 to 1. Z is changing from 0 to 1, but the function remains same in both the squares. So z is again eliminated, and the other two variables, what are the other two variables? X is equal to 1 in both, and y is equal to 0 in both. So x y bar, x is 1, so x will be x, and y is 0 in both, so we'll write y bar. So x y bar is the other term of this simplified function, and you will write a plus in between these two terms, because either this function is 1 in these two adjacent squares, or this function is 1 in these two adjacent squares. So you will write a plus sign between these two terms. So this is your answer, simplified answer. The given function was this, sigma 2345, and we have made a K-map or Karnaugh map of three variables, and we have done these procedures, and the simplified answer is x bar y plus x y bar. This is the answer of, this is the simplified answer of this example 3.1. Okay, now going to the next example, example 3.2. Again, simplify the Boolean function. This is the given function, fxyz is equal to sigma 3, 4, 6, 7. These are the four minterms. Again, I have made the k map here. You can make the k map on the downward side, just like here. I basically made this lecture by only writing the questions only and giving this question to students. Then I solve this question in this place, which was here, and write the answer here. So uh, you can do one thing here is that whenever you solve this question, this is the given question. You have to make a K map, and then you take a Jetson scale, and then you write the answer. So these these four English steps, these are not basically required. You actually do these practically. So these four lines are not required in solving all the questions. So you can see here in these question, I have basically, this is the question given. I have made the K map. I have made the K map here, and I have taken the adjacent scale and then wrote the answer here. So this is what the question is all about. So now we'll do this question. Fxyz is equal to sigma 3467. This is a three variable K map. So first of all, make this three variable K map xyz. X is 0 and 1 here, and yz is 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0 here. What is the minterm number 3? Minterm number 3 means 0, 1, 1. This is x is 0 and this is 1, 1. 0, 1, 1 here. Then next one, you put a 1 in this square. And this next one is 4 minterm. 4 minterm means 1, 0, 0. This is x1 and yz 0, 0. This is, you put a 1 here. 1, 0, 0 is this square. Next one is 6. 6 means 1, 1, 0. 6 means 1, 1, 0. X is, this is 1 and this is 1, 0. So you put a 1 here, 1, 1, 0. Next one is minterm number 7, which is triple 1. Triple 1 means this square. 1 here and 1, 1 here, triple 1 here. So we have put the four squares, four ones in the four squares which were given in this question. So now we will take the adjacent ones. So you can take these two adjacent ones, and you can take these two edges of ones. Okay. So first question, we will take these two ones and we will see which variable is eliminated. You can say in these two ones, adjacent ones, x is 0 in this square and x is 1 is in this square. So x is changing from 0 to 1, but the function remains same. Function remains 1 on in both squares. So which means that x will be eliminated from this function, from this term, because the function does not depend on x. X is changing from 0 to 1, but the function still remains 1. So the function does not depend on x. So x will be eliminated, and the other two variables, what are the other two variables? Y, z, 1, 1. So y is 1, z is 1. So we will write y, z here, which is the first term of this simplified answer. So y, z is the first term. Now taking these two ones common or adjacent, these two ones, again you will see which variable is changing. If you look on the top between this square and this square, which variable is changing? X is, you can see y is 0 and z is 0 here, and y is 1, z is equal to 0 here. So which is changing? Y is changing. Y is changing from 0 to 1. So function remains same, 1. So this function does not depend on y here. So the other two variables are written, which is x is equal to 1 and z is equal to 0. X is equal to 1, z is equal to 0 means x z bar, x z bar. So x z bar is here, and you put a plus in between these two terms. So this is the answer of example 3.2. Okay. Now example 3.3, again, simplify the Boolean function. This is the question given, f x y z, three variable, and 0, 2, 4, 5, 6. Now 5 minterms are given. Again, you make a K map. This is a K map, and you write 5 ones in the 5 squares given in this minterm 0, 2, 4, 5, 6. 0 means triple 0. So you put 1 here, triple 0. 2 means 0, 1, 0. This is 0. This is 1, 0. You put a 1 here, 0, 1, 0. 4 means 1, 0, 0. This is 1, 0, 0. You put a 1 here. 5 means 101. So you put 101, you put a 1 here. And 6 means 110. 6 means, no, 5 means this. 5 means 101 this. and 6 is 110. 6 is 110, which is 1 and 10 here. So we have put the 5 ones in the 5 squares. Now we will take the common or adjacent squares. Okay. First of all, we have taken these 4 adjacent ones on, just like in last question here, the edges, this one and this one was taken adjacent. Now these two and these two on the edges are taken adjacent. So these 4 ones will be taken adjacent at the same time. So when you take 4 ones adjacent or common, then you will eliminate 2 variables at the same time. We can see that which 2 variables are eliminating here. You can see that in these 2 squares, x is eliminating because x is changing from 0 to 1, but function remains the same, 1. So x will be eliminated. And then you can see on the top, y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0, and y is equal to 1, and z is equal to 0. So y is also eliminating because y is changing from 0 to 1, but the function still remains the same. So x will be eliminated and y will be eliminated. So the third variable z is 0 here, z is 0 here. So we will write z bar. Z is 0, so we will write z bar. So z bar is the first term of these 4 scale ones taken adjacent. And the next step is these 2 ones taken common or taken adjacent. And you will see that which variable is changing. You can see on top that z is changing from 0 to 1. Z is changing from 0 to 1, but the function remains the same. So z will be eliminated, and other two variables are x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0. Xy bar is your second term. So this is answer. Z bar plus xy bar is your answer, simplified answer. So this is the third example. If you have any confusion, you can ask in our online lecture. Okay, now example 3.4. This question is a bit different. Example 3.4 is different. Why this is different? Because now the function is given in this form. The function is given in ABC form instead of sigma form. Okay, so we will see now how this question is solved. And another different thing in this question is he has asked two things. First, he has asked you to express it in sum of minterms. He is giving you a question in form of ABC or algebraic form in this form, and he is asking you two things. First thing is to write the question to write the given function in sigma form or in sum of minterms form. First thing is this, and the second thing is he is asking you to simplify or minimal sum of products, or the same thing which we have done here to make a k map and simplify the function. So the second thing is to simplify it or minimal sum of products expression. Okay, so first of all, what we will do here now, the first term is a bar c. First term is a bar c. A bar c means a should be 0 because a is complement, and c should be 1. C should be 1. So a is 0, c is 1, but b is missing. So b can have two possible values. B can be 0, b can be 1. So we will put 1s in both combinations, means a should be 0, c should be 1, b can either be 0 or b can either be 1. So we will put 0 0 1. We will put in this care 1 in this care, and in this care means a is 0 here and c is 1 here. In between there is b. We first take b as 0, and then a is 0, c is 1, and we then take b as 1. So two possible combinations, 0 0 1 and 0 1 1, and we put 1s in both cases. So this is 0 0 1, this is 0 0 1, this, and 0 1 1, 0 1 1, this is 0 1 1. So we put 1 in both cases. Next term is a bar b. Next term is a bar b. So a bar b means a is 0, b is 1. A is 0, b is 1, c is not given. So we can take c as 1, we can take c as 0, and we will put 1 in both of them. So c can be 1, 0 1 1, c can be 0 0 1 0. We will put 1s in both of them, and you can see that 0 1 1 is already 1, so you will not put a 1 again here. 0 1 1 is already 1 in last combination, so I have underlined it because 0 1 1 is already 1. So we have already put 1 in last term, so now you will put the 1 in 0 1 0. 0 This is 0, this is 1 0 0 1 0. You will put a 1 here. Next term is a b bar c. A b bar c means a is 1, b is 0, c is 1. 1 0 1. This is 1, a is 1, b is 0, c is 1, this is 1. You put a 1 here, 1 0 1. This is a complete minterm. This minterm does not have two combinations because this minterm has three variables. So 1 0 1 is the complete minterm. So you will write 1 0 1. You will write a 1 here. Last term is bc. BC means B is equal to 1, C is equal to 1. But A is missing. A can either be 0, A can either be 0, A can either be 1. So you put ones in both of them, 0 1 1 and 1 1 1 or triple 1. So 0 1 1 is already 1 in the last two terms. 0 1 1 is already 1. So you don't have to put a 1 again here. I have underlined it. Underline means it is repeating. So 0 1 1 comes here, 0 1 1 comes again here, and 0 1 1 comes again here. So I have underlined it because this is a repeated term, and we have already put a 1 in 0 1 1. So we will not put again 1 in this term. So 0 1 1 is already 1, and the other combination is triple 1. Triple 1 is, which square is triple 1? This is A1 and B1 C1. This is the triple 1 square. So we put a 1 here. So now we have put all the 5 ones. Okay, now first thing which have he has asked you is to do express it in sum of minterms. So we have put all the ones required in this function. We have put all the ones in this K map. Now what we can do, we can read this question directly. Basically, we are doing the reverse process. In the last examples, example 3.1, 2, and 3, you can see that he has given you this question, and seeing this sigma term, we were putting ones in this K map. Now, in this question, example 3.4, we are doing the reverse process. Reverse process is we have ones in the square, and we have to write the uh, sigma minterms, or the function in the form of sigma, which is a reverse process. So we will write the we will read each of the square, and we will write it in the sigma form like this. You can see that this one is 0 1 0 0 1. 0 0 1 means sigma first minterm, so we will write 1 here. 0 1 0 is the second minterm, so we will write 2 here. 0 1 1 is third minterm, so we will write 3 here. 101 is the fifth minterm, so we will write 5 here, and triple one is seventh minterm, so we will write 7 here. So we have done the reverse process by reading the minterms from this K map and writing it in the form of sum of minterm or sigma form. Okay, so this is the first part of the question which was asked here. Express it in the sum of minterms. We have expressed it in the sum of minterms here. This is your first answer. Now the part of the question is find the minimal sum of products. Minimal sum of product means you have to simplify this question, just like in the first three examples which were we were doing that K map by taking adjacent ones and simplifying it. So now we will take these four ones will be adjacent. So if we take these four ones adjacent, what will be the term, simplified term? You can say Z A will be eliminated. A will be eliminated because A is 0 here, A is 1 here. So function is changing. A is changing from 0 to 1, but function is not changing. Function is remaining the same. So A will be eliminated, and which other variable will be eliminated? You can see on the top. B is 0 here, B is 1 here. B is changing from 0 to 1, but the function is not changing. Function is remaining the same. So B is also eliminated. A is eliminated and B is eliminated, which is the third variable C. C is 1 here, C is 1 here. So we will write C here. C is the first term of the simplified question. The second adjacent ones combination is this one. 1 and 1, these two are adjacent. And which variable is eliminating? You can see that C is 1 here and C is 0 here. C is changing from 1 to 0, but the function is remaining the same as 1. So C will be eliminated. What are the other two variables? A is 0 and B is 1. So A bar B is the other term, A bar B. So this is your answer, or simplified answer. F is equal to C plus A bar B is the simplified answer of this given function. So this was your example 3.4. Now we have done in this lecture the simplification process of a three variable functions, and function can be given in two forms. First form is the sigma form, sum of minterm form, and the second form can be the algebraic form in terms of xyz or a abc form. Okay, so now you can do the end problems, problem 3.1 and problem 3.2. I can show you the problems from directly from the book. Wait. So this is your problem 3.1. Problem 3.1 has four parts, three variables, and there are four parts A, B, C, D. And it is similar to what we have done in our example 3.1, 2, and 3. So these are the four parts. You can practice these problems by first making a K-map and then putting ones and then taking adjacent ones and then writing the answer. This is problem 3.1, and problem 3.2 is again three variable K-map, but this question is in the form of example 3.4, where the question is given in the form of XY algebraic form or XYZ form or ABC form. So this is also three variable. You can read your statement here. Simplify the following Boolean function using three variable K-map. So using three variable K-map, here the function is given in the sum of minterm form or sigma form, and in problem 3.2 you have to do again simplify the following Boolean expression using three variable K-map. Here the function is given in the form of algebraic form or XYZ or ABC form. Again, this is a three variable map. So we have already done these two forms in our lecture. Example 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3 examples were in these forms, and example 3.4 was in this form. So you already know how to do these questions. So you have to practice these two problems, example 3.8 and problem 3.1 and 3.2. And if you have any confusion, you can ask me in the live online lecture. Okay, Allah Hafiz. Thank you.